My name is Pulkit and I work on artificial intelligence. So, our overall goal is to go for artificial common sense. So, we work on a bunch of different things which span computer vision, robotics, reinforcement learning. One of the things which we are very excited about is how do we make agents which go about exploring the world. Right? So, what I mean by exploration is, imagine a human baby who is developing. That initially you might think when you look at a baby, it's doing a bunch of random actions. But there's a lot of research which has actually happened in psychology which suggests that these babies are not performing random actions. But actually when they throw a ball, put something in their mouth, or when they push something, what they're trying to understand is the fact how the actions that they're taking, how the forces that they're commanding actually affect the world around them. So in a way what they're doing is they're running experiments to understand how the world around them works. So we are trying to develop techniques which allow robots to also conduct experiments so that they can learn more about the world. So computers can get distracted by things which might not actually be the things that we want them to get distracted towards. For example, when a human gets distracted, they can become curious about things that they don't know about, which are very interesting. Right? For example, maybe when Newton, saw the apple falling, he didn't knew why the apple was falling, and he became curious about that phenomena, which led him to discover gravity. On the other hand, if my agent or my robot becomes curious about watching a television screen, it's not super interesting. The reason it has become curious about that is because it doesn't have an understanding of how the world works. And that understanding is that this TV is going to keep on showing random patterns of white and black dots. If it had that understanding, it would not watch the television, but say, I know why this television is showing these white and black dots, and go do something else, or become curious about something else which could potentially lead it to discover something useful about the world, in the same way as Newton might have discovered about gravity. So what our agents lack is common sense. What they have is some very shallow understanding about the world. The models that they're building are also very shallow. In a sense, although my agent can predict what might happen in the future, it doesn't understand what is going to happen in the future. So you are fundamentally imagining robots which are working in unstructured environments which you don't know a priori how they are. You might say, well, I have a model of the kitchen, I know where the bedroom is, but as we all know, things in our house move every day. And even if you buy vegetables, no tomato is the same size. Every day you're getting a different tomato, sizes are different, how hard it is. So we really want agents which can work in a diverse collection of environments when things are not completely predefined, as opposed to applications where you need a lot of precision for doing one task. So I think those are the kind of tasks where the approaches that we are developing are going to be really useful.